soy Valentina.
Sí, eso.
Hola amigos de YouTube.
Hi guys, welcome to our second webinar. We have here with us the account executives. They will be helping us out with all your financial questions. We imagine that by now most of you must have your visas already. So if you have any if you have any questions regarding your visas, we will have a short time after this, after your financial questions, so you can go over those questions just with me. Okay, so they will present themselves so that you know who is the person that you are already writing to. So Cesar, you already met him.
My name is Cesar Jimenez. I'm an account executive since last generation of the SEED program.
Okay. I'm Valentina Araya, and I'm also an account executive. And nice to meet you guys. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah. Paula?
Hi, my name is Paula. I'm also an account executive, and I'll be seeing you in the next 2 weeks. So the idea is for you to ask us whatever questions that you have regarding, I don't know, the financial process, the technical process, or any inquiry that you have about Startup Chile. So we're here to help you, and we want to hear your questions.
Okay, great, guys. So this is how this is going to work. I'm going to read the questions, the ones that you are going to be typing, and I'm going to send them over to them, and they will start answering. If there is something that is not clear within the answers, you just have to type in there, please give me more information, and I'll do as a mediator, okay? So we have online Bahad and Eugene. Hi guys, how are you? Is there anything in particular that you would like to know? Okay, so given that we don't have any questions yet, we're going to start with just some general information. So I don't know if Paula can start giving a little brief.
Okay, so today we're going to send you an email asking you what type of contract you want. When you apply, you read the terms and conditions of the program, and there you could find out that we have 2 types of contracts. So one is based on reimbursement, meaning that you spend your own money and then Corfo gives you back according to if the expenses are approved. And the other one is that you receive the grant in anticipated, meaning that you will pay a small fee, not so small, but not so expensive neither, and you can also include it in the budget. And that way, Corfo can give you the money once the program starts, about a month later or a month and a half later than the program starts. Then you spend the money, and then we have the financial meeting so we can go all over your expenses. So today you're going to receive that email, and you have to answer us by Monday so we can request the contracts and speed up the process.
Did you mention the duration? 7 and then...
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, so we have Cristóbal here with us. He's going to present himself briefly.
Hello, I'm Cristóbal Madrid. I'm account executive here in Startup Chile. And well, I'm here to answer your questions. Sorry for being late.
Okay, so we already have a question coming in. So Carolina wants to know, how is the fund divided? How much is it for travel?
Okay, so it depends on the goals of your project. So there are some expenses that are allowed and others that don't. You can go over in the terms and conditions, but basically you cannot spend money for personal expenses, food. If you go to a business meeting, you cannot pay, I don't know, the lunch or things like that. Usually the money you spend it to develop your product, to pay some professionals, to pay your own salary or the rent. But basically it's product development. So you can do some travels, business travels, but your account executive needs to approve it. So be in contact with your account executive, and you have to know, I mean, everyone, you have to know that the account executive is like your best friend in the program. He's the person to go to every questions that you have. And also it's the person that it will follow up your project in terms of the development of your startup and in terms of how you are going to spend the money. So travels are allowed, but please be aware that in the first 3 weeks, it's not possible to do business travels because we have to do a lot of paperwork to make official the relationship between Startup Chile and yourself.
Okay, great. Thanks, Paula. The next question is, I want to know what the process to refund traveling expenses is.
Okay, so for traveling expenses, if you are from abroad, please keep your boarding pass and we will ask you the itinerary and the payment information, meaning if you paid it with your credit card or maybe it was PayPal, we're going to ask you all of that information. A special thing that you have to keep in mind is that every expense has to be made by you or your team member. So, for example, if your mom or your dad bought you the ticket to come to Chile, then you will have to reimburse that person the money that they spent, so we can count as valid the expense that you're presenting.
Okay, perfect. Eugenie wants to know the amount of the fee for the second option to get the money.
It's about $300.
Okay, perfect. Is this small fee or security deposit returned?
I mean, you can include it in the budget, so it will be part of the expenses that you're going to present to us.
Is the fee for health insurance process in order to get the money for the second option?
So maybe there was like a confusion about the second option. So in one way, you have to take a health insurance. We highly recommend you, because if you're traveling from abroad and something happens to you and you have to visit, I don't know, the medical office of a clinic, I don't know, then we ask you for you to take a health insurance. But the insurance that I was referring before, it's a different one. It's to secure the funds that Corfo gives you. So as you know, Startup Chile is part of Corfo, which is a public entity, and to secure the funds that we have and that we give to you to develop your startup, we need you to take an insurance. We do all the process. You just have to pay it according to our information. So don't worry about that. We do it, and then we will keep you informed. But those are two separate things.
Okay, thanks for that. Bahar, she says that her travel expenses are now $3,000 for her to travel from Baku to Santiago. And she had to go to Ankara to obtain her visa. So she wants to know if she can be refunded for all the expenses in regards to her visa process.
Yes, you can. So every expense that you had to do, like travel from another city to get your visa, you can present it. Keep all the receipts. Everything has to be under your name, and that's the important information. But yes, you can do it.
Perfect. Thank you. So where can we read about terms and conditions for investing in devices that we will need in our project? For example, VR headsets, tablets, mobile phones, gamer standard computers.
Acquisitions.
Okay.
Okay, for the acquisitions in this case, that's the option that you have to choose in for your budget in this case. You just have to make sure that you are not going to present more than 3.5 trillion million pesos, okay? If you present more than that, you will have to present 3 quotations or proposals from different providers, okay? That's the limit that you have, okay? We don't have a kind of a standard for the acquisitions that you can present or you cannot present, but you have to follow that rules. It's the same condition that you have to follow for the outsourcing, for example. You have to maintain the 3.5, And if you present more than that, you have to present 3 proposals. It's the same process.
Okay, thanks, Cristóbal, for that. The next question is regarding to the Chilean bank account. Is it better to get an account in BCI to be organized with our money, or does it not really matter?
It depends. If you have an account here in Chile, you can use it. But if you just want to use one account for the expenses related to the program to start up Chile to TSF, you can open a new bank account. If you want to do that, for us, it's perfect because it's easier to track your expenses, okay? But it's not mandatory. It depends on you.
Okay, thanks for that. Is this grant taxed in any way? Do I have to report it to the tax office in my home country at the end of the year in my statement?
I don't personally know how it works depending on your country, so then you will have to go to your tax office to ask. But at least here in Chile, the grant, it's not considered as an income for your personal patrimonio? Equity? For your personal, I don't know, savings. So it's considered as a But well, it's not considered as you're getting richer. That's the word. I don't know. Because you're receiving the grant, because it's not considered as a personal income, but it is like as a fund that the state gives you to develop something. And because you're presenting the expenses to us, and we are checking that those expenses are related to your startup, then the fund is justified. So I don't know exactly how it works in each country, but at least in Chile, if Chileans are seeing this, it's considered a pasivo exigible, which means that it's not an income to your personal wealthness.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Is there any budget format that we can start working on?
And we will share that with you today, actually, on the same email that we are going to say, asking about the type of contract. We will share that with you so you can start looking at it and filling it out if you want.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Fiorella, the mobilization costs for the startup talks, can these be reimbursed?
Only intra-urban expenses can be reimbursed. Like in the same city, for example, the travel expenses can't be approved.
Yeah, so you can only present expenses between cities or between countries, but not within the city, because those are like urban expenses that are not allowed by Corfo.
Will the contract say that the stipend is tax-free?
No.
But says that it's a subsidy, a public subsidy, so it doesn't matter. In that way, you can follow the process that Paula explained.
Okay, perfect. So we don't have any other incoming questions at the moment. Does somebody want to add a tip or a suggestion in regards to the first weeks?
Okay, no sé qué no hablan, pero ahí no.
Okay, so yes, we have a new question. If I contract someone for my project, does the project include the payment of taxes or retentions for this person?
Yes. So it depends. I don't know if the question is from a Chilean or not, but you can hire people. You cannot hire your team member, just to be clear, because your team member can receive a salary if the team member is in Chile. The team member is the person that you apply with to TSF. You can hire a professional. It can be either Chilean or foreign, and if there are taxes involved, we will make sure that you also pay it.
Okay, so now we have a question in Spanish. We're going to answer it in Spanish first, and then we will give a translation into English. La cantidad de dinero de sueldo se rige de acuerdo al presupuesto o lo que apruebe Corfo.
Okay, if you're talking about the salary of each team member, you have to follow what the contract says or the terms and conditions says, okay? If you are going to hire an employee, you have to support through your budget, okay? Remember that the only salary that is according to the contract, that is according to the terms and conditions, is the salary of the team members, okay? Not that. If you are going to hire an outsourcing that is without a contract, in that case, you have to make sure to present not more than 3.5 million pesos in case that you don't want to present offers, quotations, proposals, okay?
Okay, so yes, we're going to give that answer in Spanish as well, so we make sure that Fiorella understands.
Okay. El único sueldo, salario que se rige por los términos y condiciones o que impone un límite es el sueldo de los team members, de los socios, okay? En ese caso, tienes ese límite y para empleados externos, tú tienes que establecerlo en tu presupuesto. Ese va a ser el límite que va a ser evaluado para tus rendiciones de gasto. ¿Okay?
Perfecto. Fiorella, si no te queda claro, por favor escríbenos una notita y podemos darte más información. So now we have a question from Nino. If we choose the first option of the grant to be reimbursed, how long would it take to be reimbursed?
So you need to know that either if you choose reimbursement or the insurance option, the contract will be officially approved like a month after you arrive. Since that date, we can make the payments, either the payments of the insurance, or you can have your financial meeting. In the case of the reimbursement, we approve everything and we manage a time like a 2 weeks standard. Since the approval, you can receive the money. So if you're choosing reimbursement, you can make your first financial meeting at the end of June, and you will receive the money the first 2 weeks of July, more or less.
Okay, gracias. Thank you, Paula. Next question. If you want to build a website, should the person write an invoice?
Yes, so to approve any expense, you need to present 2 things. So one is the legal tax document that supports that expense, meaning in Chile, for example, we have facturas, boletas. In other countries, there are other type of invoices. So it depends on the country, the document that you have to present. And on the other hand, you have to present the proof of payment, meaning how you paid it. So maybe you did a bank transfer or by PayPal. So we will ask you also that information.
Okay, thank you, Paula. Next question. Can we hire people from other countries or only people that are in Chile?
Yes, you can hire foreign people, okay? You have to make sure in those cases to present the legal document from the country where that provider is from, where he's providing the services.
Okay, and how would this person be paid?
That depends on that. I mean, they choose how they pay. We only care about the legal documents and the proof of payment.
Okay, thank you.
So in the financial workshops here in Chile, you are going to receive more information about the payment methods, okay? But basically are like 3 or 4 is bank transfer, debit card, credit card, and PayPal. Those are the most, or cash payment, yeah, the 5, okay? Those are the most usual payment methods, okay?
That's important. You will have a workshop where we will explain very detailed all the information regarding the financial process. So it's very important you know that, because obviously you have a lot of questions regarding how you are going to spend the money, but we will guide you through, okay?
The recommendation now is to use always personal bank accounts or personal that is from your team members, okay? The ones that you applied with, okay? And not employees or family members.
And keep every document in case you have already made some expenses.
Okay, thank you for that. And now we have a request. It would be good to have a base budget to follow.
You will have one. I already said that we will share with you an Excel sheet on the email we are going to send later. So there you will have 2 pages. One is for the budget and the other one is for your goals. So in both you will have like a base or a template for you to fill in, and that will guide you through this. So it's very important also that this budget is accordingly to your goals and activities. And that is very important for us to approve those expenses later.
Okay. Normally, at what times are the workshops?
They can be in the morning or in the afternoon, like it varies. And you are going to have a lot of activities the first 3 weeks, and it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. So you are going to receive a lot of information, but all that information will be useful for you to know, for example, how to make your expenses. So everything is going to be in the calendar that we are going to send you. So don't worry, you have plenty of time to schedule. And also, if you don't understand something, or if you have comments or second doubts about it, then you can go directly to your account executive and they will explain you everything.
Also, after the most crowded activities, we have financial workshops each week on Thursdays at 2. So you can also come here with your questions.
Okay, thanks. If we choose the contract with the insurance, when will we receive the money?
The insurance, okay. You have to consider that you can only start the process of the insurance policy after receiving a notification letter from corporate. That notification letter means that you start officially the period of your startup, 4 months in this case. After that period, you can pay for your insurance policy and we can start the process of payment, okay? In the worst case, I will be very honest with you, can be in the 2nd month, okay? I'm very, very honest, okay? We can speed up that process, obviously, but I prefer to give you that information, okay?
Worst case.
The worst case.
Okay, so if our team is bigger than the one that we applied in our first application, can we add persons to the activities?
Yes, and that's when we talk about employees, it's all the people that you add after your applications to Startup Chile, okay? Remember that that's the official team, the one that you applied, but that doesn't mean that you cannot add more people to your team, okay? Those are not official team members, but our employees have that condition.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So we don't have any other incoming questions at the moment. We're going to give it just a few minutes because there's always a little bit of a delay. So in the meantime, we can tell you that we're super excited. Yay! That you're coming, and we really want to make this experience the best experience for you guys. We're already planning your icebreaker activities. We're inviting all current and alumni generations for your sub-lunch on Friday the 25th. So get ready to meet a lot of people, a lot of interesting people. We think that you're going to have a super fun time. So we're really excited. Okay, so we have another question. Bahar says, actually, I meant the expenses generally exceed more than $10,000 for me alone before departure and in 3 weeks after travel. Could you provide me with the ticket before travel? All the expenses for her just to come here exceed the $6,000.
Okay.
So she wants to know if she could get money before just to get the ticket.
So no, it's not possible because first we have to make the relationship between TSF, meaning Corfo, and you official, and for that you need to sign a contract. And to sign a contract, you need a Chilean ID. So it's impossible right now.
Yes, Bahar, we're very sorry for that, but please do know that you will be reimbursed for all the expenses. So the ideal is that you could get the money somehow beforehand, and we will reimburse once you're here. So yes, we're very sorry we cannot help you with that. Anybody else with a question? Okay, so we don't have any other incoming questions.
Okay, so remember, all expenses have to be made under your name or one of your team members. I mean, the one that applied with you to TSF. All questions that you have, please make sure to go directly to your account executive. When we say that is your best friend, we're not kidding. That person will follow up everything that you need and required to make the most of this experience. Also, you need to know that TSF has some mandatory activities, so please be aware of this. Schedule in advance. We're going to send you all the information, and if you fail to complete one of the mandatory activities, TSF is allowed to reevaluate your participation. So we take this very seriously, and we know that that's not going to happen, but just for you to know the information and make sure that we're going to ask you to fulfill these activities.
Okay, so we have another question. Are the expenses related to visas and traveling, are these deducted to the total fund?
Yes, are part of the fund. For sure, you can include it in your budget. Okay. Remember that in this period, we basically can approve those kind of expenses. Okay, the visa fees, the travel insurance, the plane tickets, etc. All the expenses that are necessary to arrive to Chile can be included in your budget. Okay.
Okay, so Martina is asking if you could repeat your names because she missed the introduction.
I'm Paula.
I'm Valentina.
I'm Cesar.
Cristóbal.
Okay. So we're all going to be there for your intro day, for the orientation day. Sorry. So you'll get to meet in person pretty soon with everyone. So no more questions at the moment. Okay, guys. So we hope that we've answered all your questions. Hopefully, if not, as all of them said, please feel free to reach out, make all the questions you want. It's better to make more questions than to guess and then cannot do things again. So please, yeah, perfect. Okay, so please feel free to contact us in any time, and we'll meet you guys very soon. Okay, so thanks for joining.
One last recommendation. Okay.
Yes.
Very, very important. Please, if you have read the terms and conditions, read it again and again and again. Okay. The document is not easy to understand. Okay, so we can obviously explain you each detail that you cannot, understand better. Okay, very well. Okay. So please, just send us email. Sometimes we don't ask immediately, but we have to evaluate some answers, or we have to give you the exact feedback. Okay. But please make sure to make all the questions that you have, read the terms and conditions, and as Paula says, we are here to help you, obviously, and to explain you all the guidelines of the program, okay?
Yeah,
so
what also is very important, because you probably were told already that the contract you're going to sign is pretty much the same as the terms and conditions. So it's very, very important that you understand really what you're going to be signing after, okay? So, and also remember, we're going to send you an email today, so please make sure to read it. And also, if you have questions, feel free to reach out again and ask all the questions.
Okay, awesome. So let's thank a big thanks to all the executive accountants. Yay! See you guys soon.
See you. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.